I would just like to introduce onto my right Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus. He's the new Director General-elect of the WHO. He is from Ethiopia, and he's the first African to be elected into this position. And then into my right, I'd like to introduce the European Commission for Health and Food Safety. And he is the one who's responsible for making sure that everybody gets universal health care in the EU and across the globe. So I'm going to ask them a few questions, and my first question is definitely to Dr. Tedros. I just want to find out, what is your commitment as the new Director General-elect for the full implementation for the SDGs, particularly the health SDG? And how would you go about doing this in your new term, in the rest of your term?
One thing I would like to say, especially with SDGs, is we should consider the endorsement of the Sustainable Development Goals globally as an opportunity, very good opportunity. And the message from that SDG is health cannot be seen in isolation. Health has many determinants like political, economic, social, and commercial determinants. And the agreement on SDGs actually addresses this, meaning all for health and health for all, or health in all policies. So what's remaining now is implementing this very important document. But when we go into implementation, one, even within what is put for the health sector, we need to prioritize. For instance, in my campaign, I said universal health coverage should be central, and the other pillar was focus on women, children and adolescents, and also emergency program. So we need to have our ambitious goals for these priorities based on the SDGs ambitious goals. And the other very important thing is there should be awareness of our communities, but not only awareness, but ownership of the SDGs, including the health goals and targets. Then for this, another very important element is political commitment. So we need to ensure political commitment by the leadership, and to have also a tracking mechanism or a mechanism that will show us where we are in relation to the goals we have set, meaning introducing accountability into it. So if we can take these factors, I think implementing the SDGs will be possible. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Tedros, for your message. The take-home here is implementation and action for the SDGs, as well as involvement to reaching our Agenda 2030. My question for you, Commissioner, is definitely, we know that people are key in reaching our SDGs. How can we get regular people, especially young people, into contributing and being active to trying to reach Agenda 2030?
Please look around. How many young people do we have around? Can you imagine? Around all young. No one must be left aside. And of course also, first question, young people, do you have excellent dream? Yes. You and they have a dream. And you know, Martin Luther King said, I have a dream. And this dream means that sustainable development goals are every day our goals. Zero hunger, zero poverty, clean water, stop food waste. A lot of simple slogans, simple messages, which are so close to youngest hearts. And you know, I absolutely know very well that we'll have good opportunity to send message around the globe that sustainable development goals as goals of youngest generation. And we are so happy to support, to achieve those goals. And of course, as you know, it's very well developed network of young people, advocate of sustainable development goals. You are one of the advocates, and I know very well Allah, she also is advocate. And we need to ask you, Doctor, to also to invite young people convention.
Yes.
And organize such globally to achieve sustainable goals, to have a lot of advocates. Oh, it will be a brilliant idea. What do you think about?
I think it's an excellent idea. So my final question to both of you is, do you have any message for the private sector and civil society organizations and other stakeholders about a call for action to invest in the Sustainable Development Goals?
My message to private sector is very simple. Hey, colleagues from business side, can you imagine sustainable planet without healthy people? My question is simple. Can you imagine sustainable planet without a healthy population? And second message, please do a lot to achieve our goals that we will see a healthy population around the world. It's private business is not for profit. It's for peace, for love, and for a healthy population. Simple message.
Dr. Tedros?
Yeah. When we agreed on SDGs, again, I will come back to the Sustainable Development Goals. We have agreed from the start, we cannot achieve these ambitious goals using government or private sector or civil society alone. It has to be a partnership of all this, government, private sector, and the civil society. So to the private sector, I think the call was already done in 2015. And you know that you have a share in realizing the SDG goals. So it's time to act, and you need to act responsibly. And then, specific to WHO, there is a very good opportunity. FENSA was endorsed, the engagement of the private sector last year in May. And this is a very good opportunity for WHO to work with the private sector. So I commit that we use this partnership to really use the big potential the private sector has to contribute to the health goals in particular. Thank you.
If I may, a little bit, can you imagine how many private leaders understand sustainable development goals? A lot of. Please look at Bill Gates' initiatives. And I heard message from Arnold Schwarzenegger about climate change. He sent message to President of the United States. He mentioned, very well mentioned, 3 words about sustainability, about health and responsibility. And this is really good, brilliant example to keep those people on our side, on board. And then we will see how many advocates from private leaders do we have on our side.
Thank you so much, gentlemen, for your answers. I, as a young leader and a healthcare professional, am definitely galvanized to actually committing to achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. And we're looking forward to working with you in the future. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Look forward to working with the young, restless, and transformative.